Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Hansen here. And today, I'm going to do something a tad different than my other attempts. Since this one took me 4.5 hours or more to record, I definitely had a lot of parts that I wasn't talking. That being said, I'm going to do a voiceover in this video. But before we get into this attempt, I just want to get all the customary things out of the way. If you like the video, go ahead and leave it a like. Leave a comment about how awful I am at Skyrim, and how I'm overconfident at times, and this is why I've failed my last 2 attempts. And if you want to see more, or other random things that I upload, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and the bell. Now back to our regular scheduled programming. This attempt was the second one on this seed, and yes, that may seem like a type of cheating. And yes, you can braid me all you would like. However, one thing you should know is I'm not the best at retaining information, and I'm sure I remember finding a couple holds, but I do not remember where I went or how I got there. Okay, so if you're still with me, as always, first thing I did is I checked the portal, and it led to somewhere I wasn't willing to traverse due to the drop in the entrance. I didn't want to get stuck there with nothing on me, so I went back out into the cave, and that led to a keep, where I took a quarter of my life from a guard. Good times. So I ran to the standing stone, grabbed the thief stone to increase the sneak skill, killed the bandit outside of Embershard Mine, looted him, and then I checked the door to the mine, which led to Apocrypha. It had a vessel, or a chest. They're basically the same thing. I got what I wanted out of there, and I left. Next was Anis's cabin. Hi, Anis. And we picked the lock to her cellar, and that was a dangerous time as well. Now, the fight with the skeleton wasn't too bad, and it went okay. And the dragger, well, that one took a bit. I was able to take it out without too much issue though. This one sped up a little bit, just to show you how long it actually took. After killing it, I looted and I pushed forward. The next enemy did not want me to go any further, and it dang near ended the run there. Though I was able to turn and leave, so I went on my way to Riverwood. First door I checked was a lock, and I decided that I'd check some more other doors first. The next door led to the Dustman's cairn, and that was scary. I tried to fight, and well, as you can see, I decided to live and fight another day. So I checked the upstairs door, and the first hold. I gathered Whiterun as visited on the map. Next was checking all the doors in Whiterun, and of course starting with War Maidens, I was taken to High Hrothgar. I decided to check the furthest door from where I entered, and got put into the Dawnstar Sanctuary. So I picked up the Jester Clothes, killed a few Sanctuary Guardians, and struggled with a couple and went back to High Hrothgar. I then checked the big center doors, killed a couple Draugr, went back the way I came to check the rest of the doors in Whiterun. Next door, the second door that I tried, was a master lock that normally would be the guard barracks, but with 2 lockpicks on hand, I quick saved the game, gave it a try. I failed, moved on to the Drunken Huntsman, and that led to a place with Forsworn that I decided would be a good idea, just to keep shooting with the bow. I found a door with an expert lock that I succeeded in doing with my second lockpick, but didn't attempt the fate. So I loaded and then pushed forward. Where I found a Forsworn Forager. And I didn't want to deal with magic. So I went back to Whiterun, tried Breeze Home, and that was also a master lock. I quick save and attempted. I failed the first two pig, so I loaded and tried again. To no avail. I loaded and moved on. After loads and loads of doors, I picked the lock to the back door of Bellathor's, and that led to a house. And the other door to that house, and I find a cave. I fall. That was odd. And then I landed in water. Until I seen the 2 area or words pop up, I was scared. I thought it was a sightless pit from the second attempt. But I traveled a little bit forward to see what was in this cave. And then I saw a frost troll moving. Nope. Not dealing with a frost troll. Wouldn't even deal with a regular troll. So I reloaded, and I attempted more doors. I unlocked the door to Ysolda's house, and that looked fruitful. It led me to the quest of the water basins, the one for Darkfall Passage. For the Dawnguard line to get Ariel's bow, I had to use TCL, the no clipping command, so I could gain access to these load zones in that hub. But with the 4 other load zones to check, I was for it. I grabbed a pad and pencil and jotted notes as to know where each one led, and not to be lost trying to get back. I decided to try the zones one by one, and was happy to see that the open portal did indeed lead to another hold. This time, it was Windhelm, coming from the House of the Dead. 2 down, 7 to go. So I claimed that city on the map, went back and to try the last portal, Radiance, and it led to the temple in Whiterun. And the other door from there led to another great hub. Skyhaven Temple. Wouldn't you know it? Another hold in the first store I tried. It was Markarth this time. Coming out of the general goods store, I was surprised to find this so much that I didn't even have time to react to save Margaret from her inevitable demise. After claiming the hold and looting the bodies, I went back to Skyhaven and tried the rest of the doors. Randomly enough, the last door in Skyhaven that I checked also led to Markarth again, this time coming out of the treasury house. Since I claimed it on the map just a minute ago, I went back to check the last door, which was locked. That one led to some random house with 1 door. Okay, now back to the rest of the doors in Whiterun. After checking door after door and not finding anything or anywhere useful, I got to the Bannered Mare. And was surprised to see that it actually led to an inn. And that inn was Candlehearth Hall. Returning to Whiterun and selling a few things, buying some arrows, I had just enough to hire me a follower. So I hired Stenvar and made my way back to Whiterun, giving my last piece of gold to Lucia. I traversed through more doors. I went into the door for House Greymane, and well, that was a trip. I was able to get into the cave without death, so I pushed forward and noticed the cave had Falmer, also meaning Chars. I don't like dealing with those, as per the second video as well. As I can hear Charis, and having Stenvar with me, I decided to see what he could do, having him do most of the damage for the first Charis, as I stood back and watched. While taking a few pot shots as Stenvar fell to his knee in low health. We then killed a couple Falmer. Then he struggled with another Charis, and fell to his knee a few times as I cheesed the Charis to its death. And accidentally shooting Stenvar and missing the Charis. Oops. So I looted and dipped. I didn't want to deal with any more Charis or Falmer alone, so I went back and tried more doors. After a few pointless doors, I got hit with an amazing find. I walked through the door to the Hall of the Dead of Whiterun. I was coming from the basement of Alva's house. Though Haragar wasn't happy that I was there, I was able to take little damage as I picked the lock out of the house's front door. I found Solitude. That was number 4, ladies and gents. Let's go. Coming out of Jalalalalalalal's house. This is my best run so far. I was feeling good about this run. Could this be the run? Will I actually do this challenge? It was looking good. So I tamed it on the map, then went back to Whiterun to complete the door hunt, which proved really to be a waste of time. Door in and door out, I was finding nothing new or useful in Whiterun. I mean, sure, I was finding caves and dungeons and whatnot, places to loot things for gold, but that isn't what this is. Where are the holds? I decided my best bet, after checking the last door other than the master and expert locks that I couldn't unlock, or the Underforge, was to go to start my search through the doors of Windhelm. So I started that journey, after numerous doors. I stumbled across Falkreath. I was ecstatic. This makes hole number 5. As I was playing, I told myself I would get 1 free revive to continue this run if I found 5 holds. And since I did, I now have that second chance if I die in this run. But as you've seen a little bit earlier, my first death was actually me getting killed by that trap. So I didn't have the revive anymore. I started to think that I wasn't going to find anything in Windhelm after finding Falkreath. I was running low on load zones. I was on my way to the last few in the hold when I stumbled upon another portal hub from the Ariel quest. Hopefully this one is as fruitful as the last. Sadly, it wasn't. Checking all of them, one led outside the entrance of Bleak Falls Barrow, the other Kilcreath Temple, thirdly was just a forgotten veil from a random cave, and lastly was the Miner's Barracks. Only had one door, the one I came in. Windhelm proved to be pretty bad aside from Falkreath. I decided it was time, after checking all the doors in Windhelm, to move to the next hold. I decided to do them in the order that I found them. I went to Markarth next and started it all over. Doors for days, but after a bit, I did find something interesting. I ended up back in Riverwood, where it all pretty much started, coming out of the inn. Since I had lockpicks now, I checked the rest of the doors and nothing. So I went back and started checking Markarth again. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I found another hold. Morthal. Yes! That makes 6. All that remains is Rift in Dawnstar and Winterhold. Putting that down on my notes, I searched more through Markarth and I didn't find anything, so I moved on to check through another hold. That being Falkreath. I would check the smaller ones next, not as many doors. Well, the first door, gargoyles. I dipped out of there in a flash. The next door, well, I'll let that audio play out for itself. You heard a lot. No! Why do I get so cocky? Why didn't I just turn around and run away? Bro. No, I was so close. I was so close. Alright, well, looks like there's going to be a part 4 at some point. Alright, thanks again for watching. This is my furthest attempt yet, and my shortest video. A lot was cut out. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to keep God number 1. Chris Hansen out.